Hey love bugs, welcome or welcome back. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Ashley Bedeck. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I've teamed up with UNICE on this beautiful reddish brown body wave lace wig. And what's really cool is this one is available on Amazon Prime. So if you want to see how I got this look, the install, the curls, the style, and the whole slay, let's get started. Okay ladies, jumping right into it. This is the wig straight out of the box. As I mentioned, this pretty girl is from UNICE. I'm going to spray her down with an extra hold hairspray. The one I'm using today is from Sebastian's, and it's the Sebastian Shapers, one of the best hairsprays on the market. I'll have it linked down below. Here I'm showing you the details of this wig before we put her on. This is what she looks like straight out of the box. Now, always I'll recommend that you shampoo and condition your wig before you install. But what fun is that if you can't just install straight out of the box? So this is what she looks like. They have her set as a center part. This is also what she looks like from the inside, and as you guys can see, we're going for a frontal. This is the back of the wig, and then this here is the ear tape that you can use to bond the wig down. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But this is what your girl looks like on. So you can see here from the back, the beautiful reddish brown color as well as the curls. This is a body wave texture. So essentially you can just brush the curls out and go. I added that hairspray to kind of help to hold the curls a little bit more, especially if you want to preserve them and not do anything at all. Here I'm showing you a close-up of the hairline and that wig tape. They did include some extra strips in the package, so you can for sure switch this out as you wash your wig. I'm going to pull the hair back and we're going to begin the install process. So step one is always to care for your own natural hair. Mine is braided down and tucked under a wig cap. And then for the edges, I like to secure mine by just brushing them back with a little edge control. That way they're kind of out of the way, and it'll also make for a nice, smooth, flawless foundation along the hairline. Next up, I'm going to make sure I cut off any excess lace around the ears, making sure it's a perfect fit and the wig actually hugs around my ears flawlessly. And then here I added a generous amount of the wax. We are going to do the dynamic duo, so I'm just like working that in with the comb. But before we go ahead and actually do that, we're going to go ahead and bond it down. So as I mentioned, we do have the wig tape here, so I'm just going to peel and stick literally, but before we stick, I did add a little bit of an extra hold hairspray. This one is from Bedeck, and I like to add it because yes, you do have that wig tape, but you want to make sure that the full lace is melted from ear to ear. So adding that around will just make sure that everything just looks super melted and seamless. And I'm going to go ahead and work that in and just bond it down with the blow dryer. And once I got it how I like it, I went ahead and trimmed down those sideburns. I'm just going to keep them like straight. You can curl them, you can swoop them, you can do whatever you like, or you can just do no sideburns at all. I repeated that same step on the opposite side, working it in really nicely and then going in to blow dry until I got it nice and dry. Now, I did not add any hairspray or melting spray along the hairline, so it's essentially glueless up top. I just wanted to make sure that everything was like bonded down, secured, and again, a really good flawless melt. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and trim the opposite side down, and they're not going to be perfect, but you know, I think it's going to look super cute. And then from here, we can work on the baby hair. Now, as always, I'm going to just make sure you know that baby hair is always an optional step. You can choose to make your baby hair exactly how you prefer, and you can also choose to not do baby hair if you don't want it at all. Get a load of that beautiful hairline and how nicely it looks, how melted it already is, and we haven't even tinted the lace yet. I did opt for 2 swoops up top, and I'm going to do them nice and wispy, so I went ahead and curled them with the pencil flat iron. I'm also going to add a little bit of that edge booster, mainly along the base. You don't want to add too much because it's going to weigh the hair down, and I still want them to be a little bit more wispy. So I added a little edge booster and a little bit of that extra hold hairspray, kind of like a little cocktail. And this is going to keep the base of them in place so that the ends can be like nice and fun and wispy, but that base can be super, super, super laid. Now that we've secured the baby hair, let's go ahead and do the dynamic duo. Now this step I like to do along the hairline from ear to ear, as well as along the parting. This is going to give me that nice sleek effect. It's going to make me look like I went to the salon. I don't care how nice your curls are. I don't care how flawless your glueless install looks. If you skip out on the dynamic duo, it just doesn't seem right. Like, I can always tell when you didn't do the step, and I feel like we always need this step when you want a fresh, flawless install. So now that I'm done with that step, I went ahead and added a little bit more of that hairspray around the edges. This is optional. I did go ahead and clean up any extra, because when you leave that extra spray on your skin, it's going to dry on your skin and you're going to be able to see it. And if we want a flawless install, we don't want anything like sticky or shiny on our skin. So now that we've done the hairline, we added the melt belt, and we're going to just give it a nice brush out. Get a load of that beautiful body wave texture. This is exactly what I expect body wave to look like. It's absolutely beautiful, full. That color is nice and rich. And you know, I'm pleased. But of course, we're going to do some curls today. If we were not doing curls, I probably would just simply add the dry oil that I'm going to add in the next scene and leave it at that. But for the sake of the video and just to do a complete install, we are going to do some big barrel curls. Now you can clearly see how flawless the top looks now that we did the dynamic duo. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of dry oil from OGX. Now don't be alarmed. I did spray it into my hands and work it in as even as I could. And right here, it does look pretty oily. I want to remind you that this is a dry oil. So whenever you apply it, it kind of tends to look a little bit oily, but it's going to almost like disappear or evaporate. So it's almost like it adds the shine, gives you a light little scent, and it also cancels out frizz, but it doesn't leave the hair oily once it sets. Next, we can go ahead and work on the curls. As I mentioned, I'm going for big barrel curls, and the Hot Tools curling iron is my favorite. If there's ever a product or like a tool that you want me to try out, don't be shy or afraid to let me know in the comments what are the hot and trending hot tools as well as products, and I for sure will try them out on this channel for you guys. So from here, we're going to speed through the curls. You kind of get the picture. We just want them to all be kind of cohesive, if you will. And then I'm going to add a little hairspray on top. It's always optional to add some layers. That will give you a lot more body. Here's a before and after of the hair curled versus natural. And as you guys can see, I did the opposite side off camera. Now that we're done, I'm going to go ahead and remove the melt belt, and everything is perfect and flawless. All that's left to do really is just to tint the lace. Now, when it comes to colored hair, typically the lace will project a little bit differently as far as what to use for your tinted lace. I'm going in with the Old Faithful, which is the Ruby Kisses mineral powder in the shade 16. And this one did its job, but it did kind of look a little bit like too dark and ashy, which typically it would be perfect. And then I did the Maybelline powder in like 370, I want to say maybe 360 along the parting. Now I love the parting, but I didn't love the hairline, so I added a little bit of that Maybelline powder on top. And that was a little bit too light as well, so I did spray it to kind of like move it or set it so that it wouldn't look too ashy. And we're good for now, but of course I can always go in and perfect that hairline a little bit later. Now that we're done with the install, let's look at the packaging from UNICE and the goodies they included. So this is the 13x4 pre-everything lace wig. They did include the adjustable and removable elastic band inside. They also gave us some additional pieces of that wig tape that we used in the beginning of the video, so that when you shampoo your wig, you can go ahead and replace it, or you can add more if you like. They also included this little mesh bag, and inside we got a few more goodies, including the UNICE HD wig caps. As I always make sure I brag about, these are UNICE wig caps, so you definitely can only get them exclusively from UNICE. They also included the melt belt as well as these beautiful pink press-ons, and that is pretty much it, love bugs. I'll have all the details as well as a direct link to this wig down below. As I mentioned, this is available on Amazon Prime, so you can click the link in the description box. It'll take you directly to my wig. You can pick the length you want. 24 inches is always going to give you the va va voom, and you can order instantly. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches.